No, I don't normally buy Duplo sets to open and build. I'm buying it for my granddaughter, who's about a year away from being able to play with it. And I just keep them in the box sealed. And when she's ready to play with them, if she wants them, she'll open them up and play with them. And if not, it'd be easy to sell in a sealed box. But this week, I found myself buying a set for me to open because I wanted to play with it. I'm Tom Bray since 1954, and it's true. I'm 70 years old, and I bought a Duplo set because I wanted to play with it. And what is that set? It was a Firetruck. It's set number 10969. And I saw it, and the reason I bought it was, yeah, who doesn't love a Firetruck? And my granddaughter's going to love it. But it had a working light, flashing light, and a siren. And it shows that on the box. And I thought, oh boy. So the kid in me just got carried away. And I instantly bought this set. And I knew that this was not going to stay in the box. I knew I was going to open this and play with it. And I thought it might be fun this week to just kind of show you, because if you're adult fans of Lego and you don't have little kids in your life, the chances are very good you're not opening Duplo and building it. So this might be interesting to you to just see how kids come into the Lego hobby, and it's through Duplo. Or if you have a grandchild especially, this might encourage you to be going out and buying Duplo even if they're not ready to play with it yet. So Firetruck. So I did not know what to expect here because I've never opened a Duplo set. I've never really tried to put it together. I don't know really how the pieces interact, except that they're going to be like Lego, except bigger. I knew that. I didn't know what the directions would be like. So when I opened this box, I was pleased to see that there was only one plastic bag in it. The larger pieces were loose in the box for the truck. And inside the plastic bag were the smaller parts, the minifig, which is not so mini for Duplo, and things like that. And so that surprised me. And then the next thing was the directions. And what was really cool about the directions was that there's a little story that goes along with the set, at least in this set. I don't know if that's true with all Duplo sets, but in this case, there's a story, and the story is basically cat climbs tree, cat gets stuck in tree, fire department called, cat rescued. Standard cat in tree fire department story. And what's cool about the directions is that they lay out that story for you as you're building the set. So, for example, you'll see a few panels in the directions that show the story of the cat getting caught in the tree, and then you'll see how to build the tree and put the cat in it, kind of in a standard Lego way. And then the next part of the story is the fire department is called to rescue the cat. And then they show you how to build the fire truck. The final part is the fireman has rescued the kitty cat and is giving the kitty some cat treats out of a brick that has a printed image of like a treat box for the kitty. So all in all, a very satisfying kind of set of directions, because if you're putting this together with your child, which you would be, your child or grandchild, it's kind of an interactive story where you're explaining as you're building, the story behind the set and encouraging them to add ideas of their own to this story. I found this absolutely charming, and I'm really hoping that that's true with other Duplo sets. Maybe those of you who are familiar with Duplo can tell me if that kind of thematic storytelling is a part of all of the Duplo sets that you can purchase. Now, let's get to the money here, because I'm sure you're wondering, as I was, what this siren and flashing lights was going to be about. So first of all, as you might expect, the batteries for this little section, that's the siren and the lights, are completely encased behind screws. So there's no way it's going to get opened, and there's no way your kid is going to have access to those batteries. So the standards of safety are probably pretty high in Europe, maybe even higher than in the United States for kids' toys. And so there's no danger of that. Now, as far as the flashing lights go, They're behind kind of a blue plastic dome, which is really cool. So they're not blindingly bright, but they flash in sequence like chaser lights, like you would expect on a fire truck. I think that's really cool. So it looks authentic, which is, as a kid, that was very important to me. Now, the siren, you might be curious about that. And here's something that's interesting because I've noticed this with some newer Lionel trains that are aimed directly at kids. For example, like the Thomas the Tank Engine recent sets in Lionel. The sound that comes out of the trains are much, much quieter than would come out of adult trains. And that's probably for safety reasons for kids' hearing. And that's certainly true with this Duplo set. The siren is very, very faint. So let me play it for you right now, and I'll show you what I mean. Here we go. So as you can hear, it's kind of barely audible. Of course, it's probably more audible than a kid to someone like me who's, the frequency of my hearing is going. But you should feel confident that it's not going to be damaging your kid's hearing. And there's certainly enough there that there's play value. And, those lights flashing and that kind of faint sound of a siren is going to be enough for a kid to fantasize about this being a fire truck and them being a firefighter. And I think that's really cool that the safety features are there within this Duplo set. So I would encourage you to have a look at this set. If you're a grandparent especially, and your grandchild is kind of brand new and not even playing with Lego yet, you may want to have some Duplo sets put away to give to your grandchild when they get old enough to appreciate their journey into Lego. Here's some of the sets that I'm buying for my granddaughter right now. I've picked up some animals and some things like that. Animal sets and some bath time sets and pool toys and a gingerbread house. I'm buying it while it goes on sale because I know I have about a year away before she'll be playing with it. So I would like to ask you, if you are buying Duplo, can you give me an ideas of some sets that your grandchildren or children really love that are out there that I can get my hands on? I wish that I could still get the castle set that Lego put out with knights and things like that. They put it out in a Duplo form a few years ago, I think, and it's retired now, but it looks so cool. And I really hope that they'll put out another kind of castle set. So that's it for now. In the next few weeks, I'm going to be traveling in Europe. I'll bring you some videos from the Berlin Lego store and the Copenhagen Lego store. And when I come back, we'll get back to Fantasy Castle. But I hope you've enjoyed this. I've really enjoyed this kind of side journey into Duplo. And I look forward to hearing your ideas of what I might be looking for my granddaughter. In the meantime, thank you so much for your support and happy building. Bye.